Hello everybody, this is the Dog H. Weber with another edition of Weber on Sports Express here on FingerLakes1.com. Get out the sirens, baby. Thank God George Steinbrenner is in heaven, because if he wasn't in heaven, he would have been in the clubhouse last night at Yankee Stadium, chewing each and every one of the Yankees. Yankee Paradise, Yankee Universe, they got problems. They got swept by the hatred Boston Red Sox. 3 games, and it's the first time they've been swept by Boston in 7 years. To me, they look disheveled. They look like I do, and that Jimmy Senecropi and a whole bunch of us look like in the morning when you get out of bed. Your hair's up this side, the hair's this side. You got the alfalfa look sitting up on top of your head until you jump in the shower. That's what the Yankees look like. Cologne isn't as effective as he once was. Freddie Garcia and his 65-mile-an-hour curveball isn't working. Even Sabathia looks like a minor leaguer. The Yankees have got major problems, and they're stumbling, bumbling, fumbling. It'll be interesting to see if they can turn this around. I know it's young in the year, but the Yankees looked woeful at best. Hey, switching subjects, let's go to Geneva. Former Geneva High School football great Tyrone Collins Jr. graduates next week from Wagner, but he got an opportunity to sign a 2-year free agent contract. Sing a few bars, Tyrone, of Oh Canada. He's going to go to Canada. He's been invited to participate to try to get a spot on the Calgary Stampeders of the Canadian Football League. Sensational for Tyrone, even though we all know the NFL is going nowhere in this country. Go to Canada, try to make your mark. We wish Tyrone Collins Jr., former Geneva great in the game of football, the very best. He reports, by the way, to camp June the 1st. By the way, since myself and Jimmy Senecropi play a lot of golf, let's remind everybody, you don't label a foursome as legendary, with very few exceptions. Saturday I had a chance to play John King and Brad Jones in the first competitive match this year. I'm happy to report I took a little money out of Brad's wallet. That was a good thing. The other thing is, on the 5th tee, I saw a group that I'm going to label on Weber on Sports Express as legendary. The group included Dr. John French, who talks like a 6 handicapper and plays more like a 34. But he's a good guy. Then you got Tony Vatter, who's struggling with some ailments, but he shoots in the low 80s. Don't want to play him in a money match. How about Vinny Piscatelli, the former car salesman? He talks in his sleep. You can't get a word in edgewise. And the final fourth member of that group, the legendary Jig Petrucci, who was old when I was 50. He's got to be 103. But he wobbles up to the tee, and he always ends up shooting 72 to 75 every time he plays. So, to me, folks, that is the all-time legendary foursome. Dr. John French, Tony Vatter, Vinny Piscatelli, and do I need to introduce Jig Petrucci? Hey, whoa, NBA, how about the Bulls blasting the Heat by 20 in Game 1 of their playoff series? I like the Bulls to win it all. I like Derrick Rose. He's a very humble young man with superb talents. Shocked as hell that the Bulls won that game by over 20 against the big 3 of the Miami Heat. The series is young, but I'll tell you right now, Miami better figure a way to stop those raging Bulls. By the way, the other series getting ready to get going, that of course will be Dallas and the Thunder of Oklahoma City. I like Dallas to win that series. I like Dallas-Chicago in the final, with Chicago winning it all. Hey, by the way, you know, folks, you can talk all you want about sports and the NFL, but when are we going to get a contract? When are these teams going to get together? Team A being the players, Team B being the owners. I get upset when I think about the fact they can't split up $8.5 billion pie. It really bothers me as you and me struggle. We wait for our Social Security checks because I'm getting them now. But you know what? $8.5 billion, you would figure a way that they could somehow come to an agreement. They're only $300 million apart. That sounds like a lot of money. But when it equates with $8.5 billion, it ain't that much. I don't really care if we have an NFL season. That's how frustrated I am. And by the way, by not having an NFL season, I wouldn't have to watch the woeful Bills. I get tired of having to watch the Bills every Sunday because we live in Western New York. So let's hope and pray that these two idiots factions somehow get together and bring NFL football to us. I could care less about the owners and players. I worry about the people that make a living because the NFL is in their city. Well, you know, I'm going to announce the Dog's Person or Persons of the Week. Today, we're going to the PGA Tour. and we're going to spotlight a young man from Louisiana, Mr. David Toms. They played the Players this past weekend down in Jacksonville, Florida. David misses a 3.5-footer for par. KJ Choi makes a 2.5-footer for par. KJ wins the Players, picks up $1.7 million. Why do I pick David Toms as the person of the week? In his post-action interview on NBC, smiling, class, humble, showed respect for KJ, no complaining, no bitching about how the fact he gagged it, he was a class guy in defeat. We all could learn from Mr. David Toms. Don't forget, join me for my radio show coming up on Sunday morning, 8 to 9 on WGVA and WAUB. Until next time, folks, that's a look at sports my way.